Hello everyone, welcome here. Today, we are going to play some Phantom Brigade. Now there was a patch, it unlocked some stuff, and I'm not sure if any of it is relevant to us or not. I guess we'll find out if I notice any differences. So, we just arrived in the new area here. Let's just go for the closest one. I suppose. Okay. Steady reinforcements will keep arriving. One on-site contact. Minimize damage to civilian structures. Okay, sure, whatever. Alright. I kind of want to swap out the sharpshooter so that they get a rest. And as much as I want to level my interceptor up, we have... Okay, I'm going to swap out the sharpshooter for one of the rookies. Actually, wait. I'm going to put the other sharpshooter here, the one that has no fatigue. We have two sharpshooters now, so we can swap them out every other mission. And then we'll always have a sharpshooter ready to go. I would like to eventually get two pilots for every mech, but we'll see. So everyone who's got fatigue is hopefully going to stay home. Which should not be hard to do. We don't have any other rookies, do we? No, we don't. Okay. So then. Defender Kilo here. You get swapped out for Defender Quebec, I guess. Sure. Eventually, when we get more mechs, we're going to have to let some mechs sit out some missions when possible. So that we can keep more... Okay. Fireland forces, bringing indirect... Sure, whatever. Oh, what do we got? A mech... It's a fast one. It's got a backpack weapon. An ML5. Okay. It's got a backpack weapon and a melee weapon. That doesn't seem very useful. Not gonna lie. And then we have a light tank and a medium tank. Alright, is there any other enemy forces around? Looks like that's it. No, okay. Well then. We don't have any nice flat roofs that have a good view of the area. So our sniper mech... Probably going to run down here and shoot down this road if I can. No, we don't have that much speed. Okay, can we run over here and shoot down this road? Wait, that's the longbow mech. There's the sniper mech, which is a lot faster. Okay, we could run over here and shoot at that tank. We could run over here easily enough. This would probably be better. Alright. Boom, that'll take like half the health off that mech. We can shoot it again at the beginning of next turn, and then it will be feeling very sad for itself, or that tank. Now, we've got our interceptor in this thing. Oh, the interceptor will make this thing go faster, which is good, because this thing is very, very slow. We do need to get our interceptor. Let's see. Oh, we can run, okay, not too far, not too bad as far as distance goes. I'm gonna go ahead and dash to there. Okay. Let's go ahead and move the shield mech in a bit. So like I kind of need to pay attention to where this mech can go. It's a very fast mech. I don't really want to start shooting buildings to get at us. We'll run them over to there for now. Okay, but that, importantly, tells us we can know where that other mech is going to be when we jump down here. It's going to be clear that's where it's going to be. Okay, then we'll run over to here. Alright. And then the longbow. That we can position over here as well. And I want to get it clear of those houses so we can start shooting down the road here if we have to. Alternatively, we could run it over this way. Preferably without colliding with that mech. Okay. Our primary weapon here is a 12-meter arc, so we can probably fire over some of these buildings. Let's go ahead and rip off an attack here at the beginning and see what the missile trajectories are going to be. Okay, no, they're going to hit right into those buildings. So we can't fire that at that exact spot. We can dash a bunch of times and get quickly into position. That's actually not going to raise our heat very much, surprisingly. Oh, survey. I don't really need to dash to get over there, though. We can get here behind this hill just by running. Okay. Secondary SMG, which is not going to help us here. Okay. I think that we're going to just see how this works out. Okay, we crashed that tank. Now, that mech's gonna missile launch at us there twice. We should be able to avoid those by dashing at the right times, though. And the other tank's going to come out, and it's going to shoot through that building at us. Okay. That's not very nice of it. Okay. Because this first tank is crashing, we don't really have to worry about it. So, you... we'll go ahead and wait until it's clear to do so. And then shoot that guy. And then since that first shot likely isn't going to take it out, shoot him again. Alright, that tank is probably gone. Now, you're going to get targeted by that tank over there. It's not going to hit you because there's buildings in the way. However, I'd really rather not waste those buildings. So... let's dash this way. And then dash that way again. No. Then shield up facing him and run over to here. I don't really want to be here because he's going to go right around behind that building right away. So I kind of want to go this way. So let's run this way. And then we dash that way. And then we run to here. Okay, none of those shots are going to hit us. He's going to try to shoot us again right there, so we shield up right here against him. Okay, he's going to try to shoot us one more time, but that's fine. Because we're going to shoot him instead and hopefully crash him. We might even kill it. Just straight up. Light it up at point blank range with a gun. Okay, now this guy, him being a dick with his missile launcher is a bit of a problem here. But... okay. And then we'll have to cool. That'll be fine. Now, you... with him standing where he is, there's no way we're going to be able to do much with our machine gun. So, what we're going to do instead is we're just going to take the fire and get missed. So... here come incoming missiles, incoming missiles. Okay, we might actually want to wait a little bit longer. Okay. Missiles are incoming, incoming. We get away, hopefully. Alright, and then we wait some more. Another batch of incoming missiles. And then we dash away out of the range. Are we not allowed to dash? Oh, because the map edge is there. That's why it was being weird. No? Okay, we just straight up can't dash because it's predicted into the next turn. What? That's not... how that normally works. Well, that's obnoxious. Well, hopefully that'll work. Okay. Did he get hit by a missile there, or did that actually miss? Okay, he got hit by that missile. Barely. The rest of them are all missing. Okay, that's good. Now. That tank is sadly still alive. Okay, let's look at this again. I'm really curious how our... Okay, he fully escaped the first batch of missiles. And the second batch of missiles come in. It took him a little bit of extra time to turn around, that's why they missed. Okay. Now... Alright, unfortunately we missed both of our sniper shots because of the damn house in the way. And then that tank just got absolutely shredded. Did it even try to shoot at us? Those poor cars in the road there kind of got smashed, but that's fine. Okay, the tank was supposedly going to shoot at us, but it didn't even try. Well, I mean, it tried there at the end, but it didn't have much luck, because we blew the shit out of it before it could. Alright, and then of course that mech got hit by the missiles we shot at it. So one more salvo like that should probably be good enough on him. Maybe. Yeah, looks like one more salvo will be good enough. We can't really shoot him again without cooling anyway. Alright. He is going to run for it. So actually, how does that... Okay. He's going to dash at the right time, so he'll miss us if we do that. However, he is running right toward our sniper. So, like, that seems like a choice that he could totally make. But I'm honestly not sure why he would want to make that choice. Because the sniper is going to absolutely body him. Alright. And then you are like right here. And that poor tank is not going to have a very good time. And the rest of the guys over here can just kind of stand around with their thumbs up their asses. Like in theory, this guy's going to get shot at by the tank, maybe. Yeah, the tank's going to shoot a couple missiles over there, but like... Sure he will. Boom, goes the tank. Boom, sniper gets the mech. Okay. Easy enough. That was a pretty good position to have that sniper in, turns out. They seem to really want that sniper's ass a lot. Maybe it's because he's a light mech. Okay, mission unscathed. That was the shield mech. Our interceptor pilot lost a little bit of health. Unscathed. I'm not sure why he took health damage. Whatever. He'll have to rest up because fatigue reasons anyway. Same with our sharpshooter. The rookie piloting the longbow, who did some damage. They should have leveled up, I believe. We gotta hope. Some basic resources I don't really care about too much. And some loot. We're definitely taking that missile launcher. It's only a level 2, but still, every missile launcher I can get my hands on, I'm taking it. 2 more missile launchers. And I guess we could take a light torso and a light leg. We could take everything. Sure, why not? That was easy enough. Alright. Couple new waypoints. Mid-range weapon, experimental reactor. Okay. There's some unknown waypoints over there we could go to if we wanted. It probably would be a good idea. Let's check on our rookie though and see what they are. An engineer. Okay, very good. This field medic skill seems amazing, by the way. Or no, that's for health for everyone. I only care about mech strength for that. Okay, our other engineer, you. What? Okay, he got mechanic. Yeah, does this one get mechanic too, or does it get something different? Logistics expert. Okay, boo. We already got apparently the best thing you can get on a engineer, or at least in my opinion we did. Because this... Salvage bonus, okay, sure, it's nice. But repair damage on a mech after combat? That seems way better. Hello, Ash. Because this basically means we don't have to camp to repair our mechs as long as we don't take much damage on them. They just repair it over time. Also, this guy gets salvage bonus anyway. What does this give? Plus 10 salvage bonus, 25% backpack charges, 45% backpack damage. Okay, that's pretty good. And minus 5 backpack mass. We could also get Hoarder, which gives us another 15, but that's minus 4 unit speed too. Quick healing, doesn't matter. We could grab this, which would give everybody in the squad healing after combat, which should never matter, hopefully. Max health minus 10%, weapon damage plus 35. That's probably more worth taking in my opinion. Propulsion boost. Sure, maybe. That could be useful under certain circumstances. This guy's skills just seem less interesting than the other engineer we have. Than the level 5 one anyway. But still, could be worse. So we did get some new missiles. Some of them are event missile launchers. Okay, this one's pretty short range, direct launching. Okay. Fires 5 missiles in a straight line. Whoa, Dread. Whoa, come here. 27 to 104 range. Okay. This one's very high arc, which is kind of neat. It's the more modest arc. Like this one has a 3-meter arc trajectory, which means it will lift off a little bit. It's not perfectly straight. It's got a long cooldown on this one. Okay, we didn't really get anything new as far as parts go. Yeah, other than those shorter range missiles, I don't really think we got anything that interesting. Which, like, those shorter range missiles, they're fine. This one we had before, obviously. The one-shot 2.1 second minimum cooldown is a lot. 151 damage a hit. And then the direct one is 46 per hit times 5. Yeah, no, I think we'll keep the... I think we'll keep what we've got. I do want to check what MLS do you have. Okay, he's got a one-shot. Which looks to be slightly better than what this one is. Because lower cooldown. Okay. We could take the direct and have a closer range weapon. Or we could take the rapid, which would be closer. Although, much longer duration to fire. No, I think we're okay with what we've got for now. I think we're fine with what we've got. Yeah, let's go check out these random ones. Hunt down the damaged drone. Convince their pilot to join your team. A new pilot joins your ranks. I don't really need a new pilot. I do have room for one more. It wouldn't hurt. Unknown components plus 21. Yeah, we'll take the pilot. It looks like we got yet another sharpshooter. Sure, whatever. All pilots level up. Ooh, okay. Well, that was a lie, because only one pilot leveled up. Unit overheat damage plus 25%, weapon damage plus 20%. We just make sure we don't overheat, and that's good. Or just straight up plus 2 movement speed. So we can take damage or we can take movement speed. The movement speed is really tempting. Because if we put this guy in a heavy mech, He's going to make that thing fly. And we're going to get plus 10 movement speed already. This will bring it up to plus 12 speed already. But on the other hand, plus 20% damage is pretty good. I'm going to take the speed because I really want to lean into what this guy's good at, which is making slow things fast. And that's going to give us 6 base movement speed. And if we stick him in our heavy mech, which has 4 speed, that's going to make it heavy 10 speed instead, which is faster than our longbow already, and almost as fast as our assault rifle mech. And if you put him in like the assault rifle mech, that'll make him almost as fast as the sniper mech, which is a light mech. Yeah. I already noticed how incredibly slow heavy mechs are. They cannot get out of their own way. I think we're going to head for this takeover mission and do that next. Okay. Okay, pilot levels up. Sure. The problem is I think you're already max level. It says reset available. I think that means I could choose a different thing for these. Or we could prestige it. Ooh. Well, that seems mostly worthless. So what exactly does this prestige do? Get more fatigue limit. Okay, we can only choose one of these two. So we can either have fatigue limit or max health. I'd much rather have fatigue limit. So I'm not sure what that does. So permanently preserve one trait you select, reset the experience points, and open a new set of traits to unlock. Oh. Oh, well both of these traits are ass. The ones we're allowed to pick. But to be fair, every other trait they have is also ass, so we'll take this one and then prestige. Because honestly, the only thing they have that is interesting is this pulse field. Everything else is just boring. Okay, please tell me you've got something better. Nope, it's the same shit. Well, not quite. When mech classes heavy, movement speed and dash distance are increased. Okay, that's good. Barrier specialist. No. The rest of it's just kind of whatever, I guess. Resilient. Overheat damage minus 10%. That's worthless. So I'd probably take resilient here. Oh wait, no. Experience offset. Yeah, screw that noise. I want them to level up more. So we'd probably just go with blinding fire even though it's worthless. But we can get to nimble giant. And then hopefully prestige again. Okay. Although I'd really rather prestige on somebody useful who's got useful skills. Or a useful skill. Camp supplies, a bunch of other shit we don't necessarily care about. There could be some good stuff in there. We don't really care about the camp supplies either, honestly. Well, actually, no, not camp supplies. Let's think about something different. On-site contacts, not a whole lot. Okay. One squad of aggressors. Alright, we drop in over here. Enemies over there. Shoot them till they die. Okay. Sure, let's go. Alright. We do have a new sharpshooter, I think, somewhere. There we go. Alright. I don't think I need to swap anybody. So I'm not sure what these icons in the corner mean. Well, like this guy is marked as green. They're green matching up, which is interesting. So I'm guessing it's some kind of mark of compatibility between a pilot and a mech. Well, like the faces, definitely. But I mean these little swoops in the corners. Like this guy's are green and the rest of them are not. Yeah, anyway. Doesn't matter. I don't think we need to swap any pilots this time. The sharpshooter will get tired out, but that's fine. We'll swap him for a less tired sharpshooter for the next combat. And then the same thing with the interceptor. But we don't have an interceptor to swap in, so we'd swap him for like an engineer or a defender or something. We do have very minor damage to some of the mechs, but it's not enough to be worth swapping the other engineer in. I think it's only this mech that's slightly damaged. The rest are all perfect condition. So I think we're just good to go. Okay. 1 mech and 3 tanks. You could stop swooping around and give me a view of the place and just... Okay. Three tanks and a mech. Let's grab our sniper. If experience is any indicator, they will head for the sniper. But I'm not going to count on it. Let's see if we can get him to come over here. It would actually maybe be worth dashing. Get his position so we can shoot that tank. Okay. The next turn, we'll finish the last little bit of the shot and move. Yeah, this elevated, I'm not sure what it is. got pipes on it, but it's definitely more complicated than it has to be just to be a pipeline. But anyway, the elevated thingamajigger is definitely more complicated than it needs to be, and also in my way. Okay. We really have the wrong weapon on this interceptor. He should be in a heavy mech that has close range weapons, instead of a heavy mech that has moderate range weapons. Oh well. We're very slow, so let's dash this way. And then we can run over here to be out in the middle of everywhere. The end of next turn. And then we should be able to light some of them bastards up, because we should be cooled off and ready to fire next turn. And look at our range. If any of those guys try to come through this gap, they're going to be very sad. Alright. We'll send our shield mech over here. Hopefully draw fire off that guy if we have to. And then I'm gonna see if I can put okay, that's not a good idea. Let's get our missile mech up on the roof here. See what our actual missile trajectory is going to be. Looks like they will go underneath that. Okay. That'll work out fine then. That's everybody? Okay, the missile trajectory lied, but it's still... most of them missed the... Okay, there goes the shot from him. That guy's gonna get shreked, he just doesn't know it yet. Okay. Well, that mech is gonna be very sad. He's just gonna stand there and not do shit. That's not very wise of him. Oh, it looks like he's going to be turning and firing his own fast-firing gun. Well, you know what? Okay, he's going to rip off some missiles at that dude on the roof. And then he's going to fire his own gun over there. I don't know if he's going to survive. I would be surprised if he didn't crash or something similar. Okay, this tank over here is going to try to shoot at him. Although he's behind a building, so it's probably not going to do anything. This tank here crashed. Not too surprising. Alright, well, one nice thing about this gun. It knows no chill. Or rather, it knows all the chill, because it heats up very slowly. So do we shoot that mech again? Or do we shoot this guy? I think we shoot this guy next. Because he's not going to do shit. He's just going to sit there and wait for me. And that will absolutely destroy that tank. This mech is going to be feeling very, very sad for itself. Probably it's going to be destroyed, honestly, if we look at our numbers here. And then we can probably move the sniper over to here and shoot that tank again before it uncrashes itself. And this is kind of where I wish I had the snail, because I could more reliably fire that underneath this. Alright. Although, instead of using the sniper on this guy, we could probably use our shield back here. And do a little dash up there. And then shoot that guy, which will definitely destroy him. Although actually here would be within range of him, so we can only dash. We only have to dash once and then shoot him. That'll take him out. Okay. And then Mr. Sniper here. Your shot still hasn't reached him, but it definitely will. And once it does, we wait for just the tiniest amount of time. Okay, we don't wait at all. Apparently. The shot's already left the gun, I guess, so it doesn't matter. We book it over to here. We dash to there. And then I believe we'll be able to shoot that guy. No, we're way too close. Of course, derp. It's a sniper. What's our secondary? The MLS? That MLS is a very high arc, I believe. But it starts out low and... Okay, which MLS do we have here? The one shot, okay. This has got a quite large AoE. I don't think we want to use that. So let's head over to here. Let's jump up on top of that building. %97 chance to hit. It's listed as crashing as well, so it is going to shoot a little bit, but it's all going to be caught by that building right there, so we don't need to worry about that shot. I don't think we need to worry about this guy's shots much, but this mech's not going to be doing much good anyway. So I think we're just going to dash him back here into these trees. And then over there. And then we'll just run over here. No. We don't want to run over there because we don't want to draw the fire over there. Let's just wait for a bit. And when those missiles are about to get us, assuming they arrive in our direction at all, which they probably will, but we'll see. Then we'll dash over there. And that should be good. Okay. That tank went down as predicted. This guy crashed, so he didn't get hardly any missiles off. That guy's crashed. Damn it, we missed with the sniper. That tank's blew up as predicted. It looks like this guy got away scot-free. We'll check, double check to be sure. Yeah, if they're crashing at the start of the round, they can still fire at the end of the round. Okay, and here come the missiles that got off. They all seem to have just popped midair. We got outside their max range and they couldn't get us. So we didn't need to do that dodge after all. Okay. And then unfortunately the sniper round at the end clips the edge of the building instead of hitting that guy. Alright, well that's not going to be too big of an issue. Wait, can I not move just a little tiny bit forward on this roof? No, it doesn't want to let me go anywhere except down the side. Well, you know what? You're going to let me do whatever the hell I want. Okay. That's even less percent to hit. Okay, how about we don't do that then? Like, it's not a blocked shot, it was just the air angle had it hit this edge of the, what do I call it, and it missed. Barely. So we'll try to take another pot shot at him. Or two. But the real plan here is going to be to have you dash up the side here. And light his ass up. Unfortunately, we're going to have heat to deal with. So we can probably get our shot off a little faster. If we only dash for part of it and then run and then shoot. Or if we dash straight that way. That should clear our angle enough. Let's wait till the shots are all out. And then we'll move again a little bit. And then next turn we'll be able to light his ass up if he still exists. And don't forget the sniper shooting at him as well. Okay, and then you... Who's he shooting at? He's shooting at this guy. Well, good luck. I don't think we need to worry about that at all. What's all the +6 markers for? That's plus experience. Yeah, see, they explode in midair. They don't even get over there. I don't know what he thought he was doing. Unscathed. Unscathed. Unscathed, although he's max fatigue, so we can't use him anymore for a while. Unscathed, also max fatigue. Camp supplies, uncommon components. Medium mech torso, medium mech arm. An SMG. Liquid cooling. Minus 10% heat generation, that doesn't seem that good. I mean, it might be a little, I mean, it's minus 10%. But like, it'd have to be a lot more than that to be better. Alright. Okay. 20-meter arc trajectory. 8 shot. It's only a level 2. And a gray at that. does have a decent amount of DPS though. I will take it. We will take the medium mech torso. I don't care about that machine gun. I don't think I care about that arm either, honestly. Assault rifle, don't care about. MLS 8. 28 to 73, 20 meter arc. This might... It's only a level 1 though. We already have some of these, I think. The MLS 8 clusters. I'm going to scrap those two and that should unlock them for the workshop, I think. Yeah, we'll scrap everything except these two. Hello, Sealoth. Well, come here. Assassination. Backpack weapon, or a backpack of some kind. Unit cores, which we do need unit cores for research. Substantial forces, it looks like. Breach. Show up, destroy shit. We might go after the assassination. The experimental reactor is kind of tempting. I kind of want the unit core. Speaking of research, I should look at that again. Do we have anything particularly awesome in here? Most of this seems really... We took the expanded pilot limit, which was very nice. I don't really care about camping supplies. Increased salvage budget. This gives us +5 salvage bonus. Ooh. That seems real trash. I mean, it is +5 for not that much expense, but also, that's real shit. The later ones are +10. So if we got all 4 of these unlocked, which this one requires 3 unit cores, by the way, and this requires 2 unit cores. No. Yeah. I think I'm reading that right. Yeah, 3 is how many as we have, and then 2 is how many it costs. This one costs 1 unit core. This all sounds like absolute garbo. Because if we got all of these, we could salvage 2 more parts. Alright. This will allow us to make some things better. Allows for completing projects during combat mission salvage operation. Okay. This would make it much easier to build things at the workshop. This would let us make uncommon equipment. I assume that's like green equipment or whatever, or blue. Probably blue. I don't remember what the colors, which ones are what. So this one gives us 3 more pilot limit, which sure. This would be useful if we're planning to do a lot of camping. And this lets us have more units. This allows us to maybe prepare more mechs when camping. Heat dissipation. Okay. Sure, whatever. This is mobile base movements upgrades, which I don't think matters at all. At least not to me the way things are right now. Most of this just seems really, really useless except the pilot and the mech. Yeah. Unless I wanted to build tons of things at the workshop, in which case this stuff would matter some. Who in the hell is pinging me on Discord and why? Oh, I see. Anyway. The unit slots would be kind of useful to have, because that would allow us to have a little bit larger selection of mechs to tinker with. So I think we'll grab that upgrade. And then now we can upgrade the workshop. Hell yeah. Okay, we'll go queue up a mech frame. Technically we could queue up 2 mech frames. It won't build until the next time we camp or whatever, I think. Yeah, or once we go back for resupply. I'm going to queue up 2 more mech frames, because you can never have too many mechs laying around. That way we'll be able to have full complement of mechs. And then we'll just continue. There's no point camping or anything for this. We're gonna go do this assassination mission, I think. Okay. High-ranking commander piloting a well-equipped mech plus, is that 5 defenders? And then a dropship with 4 aggressors. Okay. Now, let's grab a sharpshooter. That guy's all rested up. Damn it. Why is it when I click on him once it doesn't select, but when I double click it immediately... Okay, whatever. Now, well, unfortunately we can't bring the interceptor anymore. Womp womp womp. So... let's bring our top engineer. I want to see something. Okay, he lights up green as well. And I think it's... notice how some of these guys have an outer bar that's lit up and some have a middle bar that's lit up. For the mechs. If you select the pilots, they have the same thing. Outer, inner. So I wonder if that's based on what weapons it has. The range, maybe. Long range focus versus short range focuses. So like if we pick another sharpshooter, do we have one who's not tired? Yeah, you. It lights up green because it's long range. Okay. Yeah, well. You gotta click, wait a little bit, click again. and then it will select the mech pilot. If you double click, it selects the mech pilot and then immediately the other mech pilot. If you click once, it does nothing. Really annoying. Okay. So this guy we're going to give that defender probably. And then the longbow. I got to give it to somebody who's slightly tired. We can give it to a slightly tired sharpshooter. I'd like to keep my sharpshooters all for the sniper mech though. Although we are going to have to rest. So let's just go ahead and select that guy soon. Yeah, we're almost out of rested pilots. Okay. Why would you start the camera facing away from the targets? Oh well. Okay, they have a drone. They have a defender mech who is chunky, with a shotgun and shield. They have an elite who has a railgun repeater and a shield. Hello. Okay, his range is fairly short, thankfully, although I want that railgun repeater. Defender, he's got a backpack weapon and a melee. Okay, that's fairly short range. That's fairly short range. We're not going to have to worry too much about the tanks, I don't think. Okay, everybody over there is fairly short ranged. Unfortunately, there's this bullcrap in the way, so we probably won't be able to easily get the sniper up to somewhere and shoot them from the flank. Unless we move the sniper over to here. I kind of want to pop that drone at the sniper right off the bat. Can I do that from right where we're at? Not at this range. Okay, over there, nobody's gonna move yet. Alright, that's good. Let's run down to here. Let's jump onto this building. That's blocked, isn't it? No, it's just over top of that building. Looks like. So we have a chance at popping the drone before it can do anything. Which is good, because that drone is one of the longest range units they've got. And then we can pop a second shot at this guy. Maybe. Where would it do the most use? Okay, that shot's blocked. We could shoot this guy without too much trouble. We could shoot this guy without too much trouble. I think we're going to shoot that defender mech, and that'll get him down to less than 1,000. Can zoom in on your mech to first person. Yeah, it's could barely skim the top of that building. And then the scout shoot right beside it. Okay, that'll work. It might still hit the building. If it does, I'll be sad, and then we'll get another opportunity to shoot it later. Alright, the sharpshooter in the longbow, we can move over to here, and that should be able to pop that guy, maybe? Yeah, we can start moving that away. We might be in range at this point. And they should fly over top of that. And then we'll be cooled off and ready to shoot next turn. Alright. I'm going to move our heavy down to here. He probably won't be able to shoot anybody next turn. But if anyone dares come down to this middle area, they're going to find out about the wonders of heavy machine guns. Alright, and then Mr. Assault Rifle here. I don't really want to move out to the open over here. So I think we're going to move around behind this building. And then we'll be better positioned to take out anything that comes down in here as well. Alright, the sniper is probably going to have to jump down and from off that building and run away next turn. But we'll see. And if not, then we're just going to keep shelling them with the longbow until they come after us. Alright, it looks like he missed both shots, the sniper did. All of you are getting demoted. If you let another round hit my mech. I'm out of here. Call an evac. Uh-oh. Don't let them escape to the evac point. That's over there, apparently. Okay, that guy there is going to be trying to shoot our sniper twice. Like I said, the sniper's going to have to book it. And that tank's going to go over behind that building and try to shoot at our shield dude, which is not going to get him anything. Okay. Sniper. What happens if you just jump to there? He's still going to shoot at you. Okay, it looks like he's actually shooting a missile, which means we're probably going to be better off if we wait until the missile's almost there and then jump. Okay. The system for inputting a wait period is incredibly finicky and annoying. It's probably cutting a little close, actually. Because we don't want to be caught in any AoE from a missile. Okay, what is the actual missile he's shooting at us? Shooting us with a mine layer. Okay. Well, we're not going to be there for his mine to catch up with us, so... And then he's going to shoot at us again with another mine layer. Our shot to everything here is going to be blocked, unfortunately. Except that, no, that'll be blocked too. Actually, wait, no, we can shoot that guy. Okay. Pop. And then we wait just a little tiny bit past that. And then we jump down. And then we run away. Alright, that's an action-packed sequence of events. Light mechs get all the fun. Now. I think we're just going to keep on moving right up the middle. That's going to heat us up a lot. And we can't move over there. So we'll run over here, which will cool us down a little bit. And then we'll jump. And we can't quite clear that little pool or whatever it's supposed to be. So if we change our jump angle slightly. Okay, that should be fine. Unfortunately, we can't jump down here normally. So, yeah. We either have to wait to cool a little bit and then jump, and then wait to cool and then jump. Which I really don't want to do. So we could jump twice in a row. That'll get us over to here. And then I guess we're just going to have to wait to cool a little bit. And then we can just barely make it up to there. And then we can light up that elite starting at the end of our turn. Okay, the problem with that is that he is probably going to be getting frisky. So we're probably better off lighting him up at low chance. And then next turn he'll start crossing the edge of our fire. And we'll be able to... Okay, you know what? Our movement here is all wrong. If we jump to there, and then jump to here, and then run up to here, if he runs straight, we're just going to be able to shoot him the entire way across. Just light him up the whole way. That guy's going to try to shoot us through a building. Well, he's way beyond range, so he's not going to matter. Okay. I need you to get out ahead. We don't really care about that tank trying to shoot us. He's pathetic. Although I guess we could go ahead and shield against him. Just in case. Okay. We're doing a lot of trying to get into position this turn, and not a whole lot of shooting at things that we need to die. But oh well. Those mines were interesting. See how they came in? They didn't actually just drop and create a mine there. They seemed to be flying around the area. But they also didn't hit anything of any note. So I think we escaped them. Unfortunately, our sniper shot also hit that bridge there, instead of going underneath it like I thought it might. Oh well. Alright. Enemies are dumping in on top of us over here. And multiple tanks are just going to collide with each other. And we're going to get shot with a mine. Okay. Those tanks aren't really going to shoot at anything that matters, except our... one of them's going to shoot the other is basically what's going to happen. Some of those projectiles might escape, but they won't actually reach our sniper until next turn. So we'll have time to get away. This guy's going to try to shoot us in the back. But, like, good luck. We're going to shoot him first. And then we'll shield up, and he won't do jack shit to us. Okay. So, you... they're getting too close. So we'll jump the sniper. No. Yes. No. We'll run the sniper. And then we'll jump. And then unfortunately everything's out of range except that stupid thing, and it's not out of range because, okay. We'll run the sniper. We'll jump the sniper. And that's too close. That's gonna hit the building. That should get his ass. Hopefully. It'll only be like an 80% chance because he's getting closer to us and... we can shoot him with the one shot too. But I think instead of doing that, once we get our shot off, I'm going to run this way. Down behind that building. And then we'll decide from there where to go next turn. Alright. You, buddy, can't shoot till near the end of the turn. At which point you will shoot this guy in the back. No. Shoot that guy. He's gonna run right through that tank, it looks like. No, it won't, because that tank's moving over to here. Okay, I see. Yeah, the new enemies that are dropping in This guy is just an assault rifle. He is up against another friend with an assault rifle. We're going to shoot him on the way down. And then we're going to shield against him. So his assault rifle does nothing. Meanwhile, we're going to be cooling down. And then we're going to shoot him again next turn, probably. Now, you are going to get shot at by that asshole with the mine launcher again. I really don't want to move. So we can shoot that tank. Just light his ass up, which will kill that tank 100%. And then we're going to shoot again immediately. We're going to shoot that asshole. And we probably won't kill him, but we will make him feel very sad about his current situation. Okay. And then they're probably going to try to shoot us with these tanks next turn or something, but I've decided that I'm not going to care about that mine. Well, maybe I won't care. How much does it actually do? It actually does quite a bit of damage. Okay, maybe we will wait. Yeah, he's gonna shoot us twice with the stupid mines. I really don't want to keep moving that unit all the time, though, because he's got the big guns. Yeah, no. We're just going to shoot. We're going to ignore the damage and we're going to shoot. For at least this turn. Next turn we can start moving or something. Okay, that's everybody. Yep. Okay, that guy got shreked, the tank. And this guy is currently experiencing pain. Alright, down goes the tank. We got hit by the mine, took a bit of damage. Did we only get hit by one mine? Yeah. And wait, we did more than just damage that. It looks like we did hit this guy back here a little bit. Not enough to really matter, though. Okay, meanwhile, those tanks slammed into each other and had a bad time. And this guy came in and landed. How did that do no damage to him? And then we shielded up. And he damaged our shield some, but that's fine. Like, we pumped a hole. Apparently you can't shoot them while they're still landing, which is weird, because we definitely hit him, it just did no damage. Oh. We ran through that mine. Apparently there was a mine there. I thought it had done nothing because it just kind of blew up and nothing happened. Also, we missed that little asshole, which is annoying. The mine that was over here blew up spontaneously, which is annoying. Okay, well. Now. Yeah, this guy took 0 damage, which is just obnoxious. Okay, we're gonna get hit by a second mine over here. I don't think I care. We're gonna shoot that building a bunch, unfortunately. But like... if I dash up to there, then we will absolutely overheat if we shoot again. Okay, let's just shoot his ass then. Bird. He should be damaged considerably if he comes over there, maybe. No, I need to pump more shots into this guy. Alright. You, buddy. Dash over to there. Shoot that bastard. It's your last chance to try to get him. Dash up here. Run around behind the mountain. Hope they don't hit you with any of their shots. Or just straight up run away. I don't care. That'll work too. These tanks are annoying, but ultimately not that big of a deal, I hope. You... wait till your missile's cool. And then... give that guy a shellacking. And then we gotta wait to cool again. And we're going to try to shoot that drone before it gets to us. Which we might be able to do, actually. There's a small chance we can take that drone out before it comes and hits us in the face. Alright, and then you... I really wish we had our... what do y'all call it, dude? Okay, you are going to shoot that guy in the face. And then you're going to immediately shield against him, which is going to catch his missiles. And then you are immediately going to shoot him in the face. And then you are immediately going to shield against him, which should hopefully catch most of his missiles. Alright. And then next turn you'll be ready to shoot this guy, who's hopefully going to be suffering from having been shot a lot by the machine gunner. Okay, the drone is destroyed. Now, It looks like our shield has took a lot of shooting, which is not too surprising. We shielded some multiple close range shots. This guy's crashing, which is good. Looks like this retard is going to shoot at us through that building, so we're not too worried about him. It looks like this dude is going to deploy mines on our ass. And then this guy is just going to continue forward a little bit. Okay. So that should take this guy out the rest of the way. Gonna hope we can avoid that mine by dashing over to here. Which I don't think we will be able to, but you never know. No, there's no way. But we can try. I want to be over there anyway. Then we wait for that to cool. And we're going to be out of range of him, actually. So that's the wrong way to dash. We dash over here so we can get behind that building if we have to. And then we shoot him in the ass. Which the target is actually going to be fairly low health. Okay, now you. We've taken some hits. We gotta cool some. And then we'll start shooting this idiot. I wish I knew how to tell, like, if I'm clear of the point where I'm gonna overheat. Like, obviously here we're gonna overheat, here we're gonna overheat, here we're gonna overheat. Here, who knows? But I think we'll be safe there. And unfortunately we're too close. Okay. So, after we get that last salvo out, we can already start moving even when we're firing, although that's going to reduce our accuracy a bit. So I think I'm going to wait instead. Because I like accuracy. Accuracy is good. And then we're going to move back a little bit. Okay. Then we're going to dash backwards, because that's the only way we can move reasonably. No, we can't, because we're going to overheat if we do that. Oh, that's right. This guy's got the active defense system that eats projectiles. Also, that tank is probably going to shoot his buddy in the side. Oh well. I don't want to move from this spot. I want to stay right here. So I think we're just going to wait for it to cool a bit. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to shoot that tank for like 74% chance. And then next turn, hopefully this guy moves this way and we can shoot him some more. Okay. Yeah, we could activate the defense system. I don't think we need to because we're not being shot by anything too exciting, just that tank. Alright, these assholes are going to continue trying to shoot the sniper, who has taken some hits, unfortunately. I really don't like what they're doing. So we're just going to go and dash, and dash, and dash, and dash. Light mechs are so fast. And dash again. We're going to spend our entire turn dashing and we're still not going to overheat. Alright. Now, longbow. Gonna wait till you're a little more chill. And then you're gonna shoot that leading tank. then you're going to chill down again. That probably won't kill the tank, but it might make it reconsider its life choices. This guy's apparently crashing. And then he's got to limp forward. But he's not going to be a problem. This guy's going to shoot right into the side of a building. I do not care. Okay. Okay, that guy's down, as intended. This guy is still... Oh, we took him out. That elite's down. This guy's crashing. We didn't even target him. He just ran into our fire and crashed. Idiot. Target is down. We'll retreat when ready. I don't want to retreat, though. Can I take out the rest of the units and get the loot? Because I'd much rather that happen. These tanks are still just totally focused on the sniper. Which I am perfectly okay with. I'm just going to keep my missile guy right there as long as nobody's targeting him. And I'm going to keep removing that sniper away because they can't hit him as long as he's running. That's a block shot. That's a block shot. We can get rid of this one the rest of the way, hopefully. And then after that... jump to there. We can't quite. Okay, we run to there. That should cool us enough. We dash down to there. Can we dash again without overheating? Yes, we can. Okay. And then we run a little bit. We can't because... Okay. Now, we still have guys over here. This guy crashed, so he's like, it sucks to be him. We're going to continue shooting that tank, which probably is going to end up dying. And then we might as well shoot whatever's over there. Which will probably die, if I had to guess. Unfortunately, we can't really shoot that guy. But we can shoot him with a different mech. And we can't dash because we're too hot. Okay. Our shield's almost gone. We still have some barrier, but we don't have any armor left on it. Yeah, we just can't dash at all. We can run a little bit. And then we can dash. Which will get us just clear of that asshole. We won't quite run into each other. And then we can run down here just a little bit farther. And we can light him up. Okay, like this guy's gonna crash. And then he's gonna try to shoot... He's gonna try to shoot the sniper, but he's not going to be able to hit him because sniper's going to be A, moving too quick, and B, on the other side of buildings. So he doesn't matter. Alright. Now, is there anything more you can do besides after you finish shooting that tank? Or finish shooting this guy, I mean. Oh, wait. Ugh, I don't like that. We probably shouldn't have him jump down quite that way, then. That's going to be a really low percent chance to hit. And that guy's going to collide with us if we do that. Okay. No. Okay, that's much better. It'll keep us much more clear of the... yeah, the machine gun won't hit us if we're over here. Okay. Boom, tank goes down. That's what I was hoping for. Boom, that tank goes down. The sniper shot it. That tank, there, that thing goes down. This one's crashed. Okay. I don't think we really took damage on anybody. The sniper got a beautiful shot in that tank. And then just zip, off he goes. I love light mechs. They're so squish, but also they're so fast. And as long as you don't have to stand and take fire from anyone, who cares? Okay, so this guy didn't actually take very much damage from the machine gun. Well, he took some, but he managed to get around the corner. Alright, so this turn, it looks like he's heading over this way. He's going to crash for a bit, and then he's going to limp over this way, and he's going to dash, and he's going to eject pilot. Why not just eject right away? Whatever. He's going to eject, so we don't actually care about him at all. As a matter of fact, if we just leave him alone, then we can probably get scrap from him a little easier because he won't actually be destroyed. So we're not going to shoot him. What we are going to shoot, on the other hand, is this tank. Although, before we shoot the tank, we're going to dash to there to open up a little bit more range. And then we're going to shoot the tank. That way we'll have more optimal fire. That tank is not going to survive to make it over there. Because we can do up to 1500 damage with this thing. And most of the fire arc is not blocked. So that's going to be a very sad tank. I would guess probably about here somewhere. The other tank is not really a threat because it can't shoot over the arc of the hill. But also I can make sure it's not going to be a threat by giving it a couple missiles. Alright. Now, sniper, since there's no one for you to shoot, I don't think any of those missiles are capable of reaching you. I think they're all just going to go pop in midair, but let's wait a little bit and then dash and run. Sure, whatever. And those missiles shouldn't reach us next turn. Okay, that guy's going to be down. I think that's all the enemies then. Just those two tanks. I was correct about that tank. Pretty much exactly. That guy ejected. And these missiles aren't going to arrive for a little bit, but that's fine because we can just shoot his ass with the sniper, I think. It's blocked, okay. That's even worse. Come on. Where exactly do I need to stand to be able to shoot this asshole? Right there, apparently. Alright, that should take care of him, no problem. Plus the missiles will continue arriving. So let's just leave the rest of these alone and go for it. Nope, he didn't even get a chance to shoot. The rest missiles took it out. Okay, we did take some damage. Quite a bit, actually. But we inflicted a lot more than that. The longbow never got shot, unsurprisingly. Although apparently it did take some damage from something. I don't know. A few scratches. This is the assault rifle mech. He did get shot a little bit. I thought. Apparently not. But he took some health from something. Yeah, no, this mech is perfect condition. Okay. A little bit of frame integrity loss. Not that big of a deal. This is the sniper mech. He got shot at a lot, but spent all of his time dodging. And shooting. And then here we go. This guy got shot the most. Although his frame integrity is 100% as well. Okay. Well, I think the... we brought along that guy who repairs mechs at the end of combat. I think he may have helped a little bit with that. Okay, we got an MG3 Hurricane, which I do like the MG3. It is quite nice. Got a mine layer. This is that really annoying weapon they were shooting at us constantly, I think. Or related to it anyway. No, wait, this is something different. Look at that optimal range. 0 to 2 meters. Yeah, no. I don't think I ever used that. This would be the kind of thing you'd have to get out in front of somebody and lay a mine. It looks like you can use it a lot, though. Okay. And then we got an axe. Which... I don't know, that looks pretty blunt to be an axe to me. Heavy melee weapon capable of concussing pilots and destabilizing units. Inflicts light damage across all parts. Concussive payload. Plus 20% pilot damage. 4 meter hit width. 17 to 33 meter optimal range. Okay. This weapon builds up a status effect on hit. Once it reaches 100, the following status is applied to the target. Unstable. Unit struggling to stay upright. It'll crash from any collision, including those for units of lower mass. Further buildup of this status will lead to this unit crashing. So this looks like the kind of thing you would put on a fast... I have a terrible idea for using this. Build a light mech. Optimized for speed. Put that, oh, whatever his name is again, interceptor pilot in it. And give him this thing plus something else, just like some machine gun or something. Because the interceptor has those abilities that let him crash even larger mechs by dashing into them. Or you could just straight up run up to him and crash him with an axe. That would be extremely dangerous and really dumb. But also it'd be really funny. Not a good idea, but anyway. And then of course we have a bunch of loot. Okay, I want that railgun repeater. Definitely. I don't know how many of these medium torsos I have. Probably several. I'm going to take the blue legs. There's another heavy mech torso. We're taking that for sure. I'm taking the heavy arms and the legs. There's that stupid mine layer. There's another heavy torso and legs. Yeah, I do want more heavy mech parts. Do I have a better Asgard torso? We do have these better Asgard legs. So maybe we don't want these Asgard legs. Yeah, we'll take the green legs instead. Do I want this scorpion? Mine layer? Maybe. I think I'll take it. Because that's not a backpack weapon. That's a actual full-up normal weapon. There's a green MLS. One of those cluster launcher ones. We already have one of those, but I don't think we have a green one. Well, we have the railgun repeater. We have some heavy mech parts that I'm tempted to take, and I'm going to take. Some of them anyway. Okay, is this torso better than the other one? R1 standard reactor, T7 Logi, improved cooling 1. What's this one got? R1 standard reactor, T7 Logi, and plated 1. Plus 9% heat dissipation versus plus 11% integrity. I think I'd rather have integrity on a heavy. I'd really rather have something that wasn't a gray on a heavy, but... Okay, I definitely want to scrap this one, though, to get some workshop progress. ML4 sequence. I think I want this. And that's our full scrap budget. Okay. This railgun repeater might be pretty good on somebody. We'll see. It's 33 to 60 meter range. Just kind of a narrow range band, but also its accuracy is like 50% up to the... I think this represents its accuracy. So it isn't completely ineffective at close range, it's just mostly ineffective. Fire 5 shots. Yeah. Does a decent amount of damage. So I definitely want that. Alright. We could press on and gain 1 hope. But why? Like, hope's all nice and good, but it goes away as soon as you go on to the next map. I'd much rather rest and resupply because our guys are getting a little tired anyway. Workshop projects completed. Everybody's lost. Okay. Unit overheat damage minus 25%, unit speed minus 3. This seems strictly worse. Like, there is nothing good about this. Okay, sure, overheat damage. You just don't let your units overheat. You don't have to worry about that. Pilot recovers a small amount of HP after combat if they did not take any damage. That's trash, too. Both of these abilities are absolute garbo. At least this one doesn't make us slower. I'm assuming this isn't an active ability. But if that just makes us slower all the time, then that's absolute dog shit. Anyway. This ability might be pretty useful because then we could shoot on the move with the sharpshooter. I mean, we can do that anyway, but this way we could do so accurately. Here... When receiving hit under 60% max mech health? No, we don't want to be there. Thank you. Pilot will keep the row rested status for 2 additional turns of combat. I don't think I like any of this guy's skills, honestly. Alright, whatever. What about you? Did you get anything good? This is the guy that we leveled up. And they kept their trash extra fatigue limit, which I guess is not total trash, but still. Experience offset minus 25%, trauma limit plus 1. No, that's not worth it. Unit overheat damage minus 10%. That's dog shit. But it's at least better than having minus 25% experience. Because if you ever want to level our guys up, which I do, we need to... Also, everybody lost some fatigue, but not all of it. Which I suppose I expected. Alright, we have 2 new mechs. How do I want to build these ones? I kind of want 1 heavy and 1 light. So I can have another light. Do I want an arrow? A Kobu? Or however the hell it's supposed to be pronounced. Or a Nox. This one's lighter than the rest of them. It's also got reasonable middle-of-the-road integrity. The arrow has integrity and barrier. Which barrier is always nice. Ugh. This one's the lightest one, which means it'll probably be faster. Well, there's no probably about it. It will be faster. But its heat dissipation is lower than the rest of them. I think we're going to go with this for now. And then for legs, we have arrow, Nox, and... We could go all arrow on all of its parts. But you know, I'm going to do that because I don't have any arrow light limbs, though. We're gonna go Nox light limbs, because... No, we're gonna go with these Nox light limbs. So I'm... I'm gonna go with these lights because they are green, and green is good. Armor sync, plus 15 integrity, plus 10 overheat threshold. That seems good. We're gonna keep that on it. Which I'm gonna remove it because we don't need that on our light. Okay, backpack. I don't really think I want a backpack on this guy, because I wanted to keep him light. We can give him an axe as a sidearm, which would be funny. So of course we're going to do that. And then what do I want for the actual main gun? This is a light mech. Okay. We could go with a shotgun and have a close range ambush light mech who runs in, shoots the shit out of whatever it is, and runs away. That's probably a bad idea. We could take the solar burst. That would decrease our speed a little bit. But then we would have a light mech who is still reasonably fast while carrying a solar burst. We could run in, we could light everybody up, and then run away, hopefully before they shoot us too much. That seems like a bad idea as well. We could take a MG3, which has a wide effective range. But the thing with the machine guns, they really feel like the kind of weapon where you want to get into position and then just stand there and shoot at everything that comes within range. Because machine guns, you can fire continuously without overheating. And so you just want to chain one fire order right after the next. And that is kind of antithetical to a light mech. So not a good idea. On the marksman rifle, 60 to 95 range. That might be a good one for this. I kind of want something a little bit... I think we're going to go with railgun repeater. We're going to lose 2 speed by taking that. But railgun repeater plus axe, if anybody gets close to us, we smack them with the axe and run away. And if we're far enough away that the axe isn't a problem, we can shoot him with the railgun repeater. That might be fun. So this guy is going to kind of be a fast assassin, which, by the way, we can test drive. This is a new feature. Yeah, okay, whatever. Test range. And we're going to bring a... This is kind of going to be the home of the Interceptor, probably. Just because of how insanely fast he'd be. But we're not going to test the Interceptor because reasons. We're going to use the Engineer because they're boring. You don't have anything cool. No, we're going to use the Defender. Wait, what? He is not missing parts. What are you complaining about? Okay, there we go. Now it's going to let us deploy to the test range. Yeah, the test drive is new in the last patch. Yeah, that's pretty zippy. Dash is pretty far. Oh, interesting. The melee weapon, we get to choose to dash at something. And you can see the arc is across our side. Interesting. And that gives him the unstable status. Okay. So let's go test it on that mech. It's going to take us a little while to get down there. But that's fine. Oh, oops. How did I run into a building? Don't they path around buildings? All right. Whatever. It's going to take us a while to get over there. Okay. So we're going to dash at him with melee. And then we're going to run through his ass. And that should crash him. Because he is, sure, maybe a heavier mech than we are. But because he's unstable, we can crash his ass by just running into him. Even though we're weaker. Okay. How do we get out of this and back into it again? Oh, that'll restart it. Yeah. I want to see if it does any damage to us to do that. Versus how much damage it does to him. Because if it doesn't do anything to us, then that's absolutely going to be a technique we'll keep in mind to use later. Alright. So we have to run a little bit that direction. Not even very far. We melee his ass. I'm like, do we even have to run that way? No, we don't. We could melee his ass. Land just outside of the range that would knock him over, that would knock us over. And then we run through him. Okay, it did do self-damage. Which is unfortunate, but also... If we had a mech who had barrier on his body and legs, that'd be different. And also that poor guy is now down in front of us. And this is not... Okay, it's not good for shooting him with this weapon because the range is too short. But we have a light mech. We can dash away and then shoot him. Okay, that doesn't actually do that much damage, but still. Or we could go ahead and melee his ass. It is a little bit interesting that the melee is combined with a dash. For at least the axe. It means we can't actually melee things that are right beside us. Which is a little weird. At least not without running away a little bit. Which we can totally do. Yeah, it doesn't actually do much damage to melee him. I mean, it does some damage. Yeah. Alright. The cool thing is that Alright, let's just get out of here again. The cool thing about this is definitely the okay, anyway. The unstable. Crash from any collision, including those with units of a lower mass. Further buildup of those will lead to the unit crashing. So if we stab it twice, it would theoretically crash on its own, but also you can't really stab it twice because of the stupid need to dash. So that immediately makes this worse than what it would otherwise be. It would give us an extremely useful weapon against a bigger mech. Because we could crash it very easily. But with taking the self-damage, we would have to take a torso that has some barrier. So that we can afford to do that. Which we could do by taking the arrow torso and the arrow legs. Because the arms don't take much damage. Didn't seem to take much damage from the crash collision. So this would make it much more reasonable to do. At least until we run out of liquid fix, and then obviously that's no longer. But yeah, as long as we had the barrier, then the axe becomes more reasonable to use for slash and crash methods. I think I'm going to keep the railgun repeater on it, though. Alright, and then you are going to be a heavy mech, using that new Asgard heavy stuff we got. Minus thrust, plus damage off. I think we're going to take this discharge coil on this guy. And then we're going to take... Do we take the Asgard or the Nox 3 have? Nox 3H. Let's take the Asgards, and I want to see how the Nox compare. The Nox are just better in every possible way. Okay. Roger that. These both have improved cooling, which actually I think is going to be better. Like the Nox arms. Okay, this one has improved cooling as well. It's slightly better. And the plated one is even better as far as... No, I think we're going to take the Asgard ones. Because the weapon I want to use on this is the solar burst. And this produces a lot of heat. So we're going to take the liquid cooling module on it too. So if we look at this, action duration 3.5, minimum cooldown 3.3. Okay. It looks like with our current setup, this thing could fire continuously. Assuming I'm reading this correct. Because it takes 3.5 seconds to fire and 3.3 seconds to cool down. Well, there's an easy way to find out once we finish building it. Then I want something that can fire at relatively close ranges. Probably not the SMG, though. No. The SMG's not that bad. Yeah, I'll take the SMG. And then we'll give it target sensor for a little bit more range. And this guy can take the cargo rack backpack, maybe? No, he's already very slow. He's gonna be way too slow if we give him anything more. I think we'll just leave him alone for backpack. Test range. I am going to put the interceptor on this guy because I want to find out how his speed increases are going to affect this. And then we're going to bring Chimera. This is kind of a bad mech design, I think, but I want to try it out because it should be fun, if nothing else. I want to find out if truly we can fire forever with it. Oh yeah, look how much farther we can move a heavy with this guy as the pilot. Okay, we gotta let it cool a little bit. And then we can fire it on down the line here. And then next turn. It actually does look like it's overheating. So it won't cool as fast as... I was definitely reading that wrong. Yeah, we're gonna overheat a little bit next turn. Which is unfortunate, but we can use the charge ability to get us out of some of that, I hope. I'd really like to have that special ability that one of the AI mechs had. Alright. We're going to take a little tiny bit of overheat damage. Okay. Also, this thing just straight up overheats this mech no matter what. Alright, so we can't use this thing on this mech. I don't think. Okay, the only way we can use this thing on this mech is if it is stone cold. Because it goes from absolute zero to just about to overheat. Yeah. All right. I don't know if I have a cooling core. No, I don't have any such thing unlocked. There was a AI mech available at one point that had a special action it could do that vented heat actively, which prevented it from taking damage from overheating. And that was pretty cool because, if you pardon the pun, because it could fire continuously. It did have a line that concerned me a little bit because I wasn't sure if it would cause any kinds of unexpected events. Because it said something about how there's a chance of the air catching fire when you're doing it. But basically you would just put fire... They appeared in the same slots as your movement would, the bottom track. So you could just fill the entire top with continuous fire orders and the bottom with continuous vent orders. And the guy would just stand there and just fire the laser and vent heat at the same time. Obviously, you had the choice of stopping venting heat so you could move, but then you take damage until you were cool enough anyway. Okay, so I don't think I like this yet. I do like the solar burst, but it's so situational. You've got to get in a situation where everybody's lined up in front of you and you can just light them up with a laser. It does have quite a wide optimal range and all that stuff, but no. I really want more of these snails so I can unlock them. That is upgradable. Interesting. Can only be upgraded a few times. It needs workshop level 3? Or does it mean it can be upgraded at level 2? So we could upgrade the level on this, but I don't think that would make it a... It would still be just a plain old gray. So I don't think I want to waste 100 basic components. Well, I have so many basic components already, I guess. Like, the snail is a very good missile. It doesn't do a ton of damage, but it's got a long range, and it fires a single large missile. Nice and flat. So I can't go over things, but it can go under things. The problem with the snail, though, is how long it takes to get there. Got a melee weapon here, which I don't really care about. We're not using it. Not for this anyway. I think we might just give him a machine gun. I think the MG3 here, the level 3 one is going to be the better one. And then we give it maybe the reinforced stock for reduced scatter when moving, so we can move this thing while he's shooting, so he doesn't have to stop shooting. And then we replace the submachine gun with a missile launcher. Demolition payload, because why not? And then we have another machine gun heavy, who is slow, but not catastrophically so. Although if we give him a backpack, he will be down to 4 speed again. I don't think I want that. I'd rather have the 6 speed so he can get into position a little better. Scrap for workshop 02 means to scrap that item twice. You get the workshop mold for new ones. Yeah, but I don't have 2 snails, and I haven't seen a second snail ever. So until I get a second snail, I'm not going to scrap that one. Okay. Screecher seems an appropriate name for a light mech. I'd kind of like to reorder these. Also, why does this one have a little box in the corner and the rest don't? It's not related to which one we looked at last. Yeah, I don't know. Assault rifle and shield. I think they would go better on a medium mech. We do have some nice medium pieces. Okay, let's see. 74 power. We could upgrade to slightly more powerful. Better heat dissipation, too. Overheat threshold's lower. But I'm willing to live with that, I think. Okay, the T1 Reach is a much hotter running thruster, and it will be a slightly less base movement speed, but it'll give us more thrust, which we actually can't go that much farther, I don't think. It's like this one will be much slower, but we have a much cheaper dash. This one is much lower dash, but better base speed. Yeah, see, this nerfs our dash like crazy, but we have much better base speed out of it, which is still slow, but I don't think I want the slow one. Yeah, right here. Gives us information about our dash. The flashpoint is boring. But it's also well balanced. The Logi is basically the flashpoint, but worse. The sidestep is a bad dash for... Oh, over here. Yeah. I was looking at the actual dash score here, though. Wait, what happens if we go for... Yeah, that one's super short, as the score would indicate. I don't want a super short dash. Well, this one's a super long dash, which seems nice. I think I'm just going to go with the flashpoint. It's kind of good all around. And then for the legs, we obviously want to go for a medium mech leg too. And then the arms. I guess we'll have some mismatched arms. So that gives us speed of 16, which is not terrible on a medium range dash. So we're kind of medium of the road, which not too bad. But let's go back to our heavy mech. Which is you, I believe. No, who was the heavy mech? Our new heavy mech is this one. No, you're the new light mech. You're the new heavy mech. I think the only heavy mech we have now. So we have these arrow heavy arms, which I will take because of course I will. And then yeah, we do have some level 3 heavy torso. We have a level 3 heavy torso, the arrow one, which lowers the integrity a lot, but then we get barrier instead, which I'd rather have, honestly. Also, it looks like it gives us a little more speed, which I will take too. So that gets our mech up to 9 speed, which is not great, but... Okay, so we have a heavy machine gun mech.
AK-47s for everyone!
We have a medium heavy machine gun mech, who's got this active defense, which can keep missiles off us. We have a light railgun. Alright, I think I'm happy with this. It is 10:56 though, so I think we're going to call it there. Probably. Nothing special about any of our pilots right now. Yeah. So we got to go to the enemy stronghold, which is right here. Bunch of on-site contacts, bunch of drop ships coming in. That looks exciting in all the wrong ways. But that'll be for tomorrow. Let's go ahead and save our game. There. A little bit of a shorter stream today. Largely because I didn't get started until way late. Which is entirely my fault. Spending too long reading. But anyway. So hopefully tomorrow we get started a lot earlier. And we get a lot more done. I do quite like that game. I'm particularly a fan of the machine guns, and the certain of the missiles are pretty cool as well. But I think a heavy mech with the medium machine gun on it should be an extremely useful part of our team to go with the now medium mech with the heavy machine gun on it. Which is hopefully a little easier to position now that it's been lightened slightly. But anyway, guess we'll find out tomorrow. Monday, of course, will be some good old crab champions. Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm not entirely sure what we're doing yet. I'll probably pick something last minute. Probably something I haven't even considered yet, but we'll see. And then Thursday, we'll have more Zoo Tycoon 1. Continue with our attempt at the Island Zoo scenario. I believe I mostly remember the plan I was using. We'll see if that lasts all the way to Thursday or not. And then Friday, some EDF. And next weekend, we'll see. It'll likely be more Phantom Brigade unless Timberboard 1.1 is released as stable by then. But anyway. Hopefully Timberboard gives us a couple more weeks before it releases. That'd be optimal. Let's see. Is anyone on the follow list doing anything tonight? Yeah, it looks like Noms is playing more Skyrim. And everyone else is being a bunch of boring bastards. All right, well. At least we have an option. Yeah, let's rate Noms. Wow. Hopefully, I see you all back here tomorrow for more mech shenaniganry. And I will see you all later. Good night. And goodbye.